Party people. What's up? First order of business. Give me a mic check when you let me know you can hear me. Let me know you got me loud and clear. Make sure that we good. Let me double check. I should have did this first, right? Let me just double check. I'm in the mic I want to be in. Yup. So it's looking good on my end. Let me know, man. Let me know if y'all can hear me. And don't be scared by the hat. I will explain everything. Don't be scared. But yeah, let me know. Drop something in the chat for me. Let me know y'all can hear me. That's always my first order of business. I don't want to talk and then people like, I've been talking, can't nobody hear me. So I know I'm on YouTube. It's a little delay. But yeah, drop that in the chat ASAP for me. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Bam, there it is. Reggie, what up, bro? All right. That's what it is, man. That's what it is. Awareness daily. What's up, man? Do me a favor, everybody that's in here thus far. Click the like button so we can get our people up in here. All right. I know it's Valentine's Day weekend. As I say, it must be clear this dude ain't got no life. I don't know, you know. What's up, Sean Johnson? What's happening? All right. All right, man. So you know, I know y'all seen the title, you know what I mean? Which we're gonna get into the secret history of Skull and Bones and whatnot. But before I do that, man, I'm gonna play a little music for y'all real fast. You know what I'm saying? And Monica, what's up? Thank you, appreciate it. I'm gonna play a little clip from me and Mike P on some things. My man Khalid in the building. You know what I mean? But everybody click them thumbs up button and I gotta listen to a little bit of music so I can hit my groove real quick. All right, what we're gonna start off first. I think I'm gonna share my screen because it was too big for me to upload and whatnot. So let me do that. Boop. Can I do that? Uh-oh. Oh, wow. For real? Won't let me? There we go. About to say. All right. Let's do this real quick. Boop. Boop. Yeah, I'm gonna hide this for a minute. Listen to this track, man. Listen to this real quick.
Yo, welcome to the wild wicked west. It's like Cammy the Roman style in a fez. Don't let the merchant sell you a picket fence. Don't let them serpents hit you with the kiss of death. I said, welcome to the wild wicked west. It's like Cammy the Roman style in a fez. Don't let the merchant sell you a picket fence. Don't let the serpent hit you with the kiss of death. I was walking through the wilderness, let's call it a pilgrimage. And on a bridge, I was met with a reptilian, claiming to be familiar, but we wasn't affiliates. If you want to know how real it is, just know it's something we're still dealing with. His body slithered and bent like it was teaching yoga. It was dressed in a turban and a Grecian toga. Claimed I'd be supreme and ultra. If I would be its spokesman, then I could lead its culture. I said peace, no sir. God, please rebuke these vultures, cause we know Esau can't keep it kosher. See, growing up, we use words like this is wicked dope. We didn't mean spellcasters and twisted ropes. Just like all Wiccans on wicked folks, they're not all worshiping goats and slitting throats. Now if this is difficult, let's make this simple. This is the melting pot, now what we getting into, Welcome to the wild wicked west. It's like Cammy the Rome styled in a fez. Don't let the merchants sell you a picket fence. Don't let them serpents hit you with the kiss of death. I said, welcome to the wild wicked west. It's like Cammy the Rome styled in a fez. Don't let the merchants sell you a picket fence. Don't let the serpents hit you with the kiss of death.
Hey yo, the slave ships sailed to the west. We felt tests with the Moors and the Fez. They set us up, that's what the legend said. Initiated Masons, cause the black man was dead. Victoria's Secret is time that you peep it. Initiated master, so shh, I can't speak it. Harm a bit, Euros, get my drift. I'm coming from the north, so fuck Confederates. War general, right hand, left breast. Sacred knowledge, the Gettysburg Address. Go read and please digest. I'm telling you, Abe Lincoln is the motherfucking best. Union tatted, you get your brain splattered like Uncle Tom's cabin with the slaves in the attic. Ain't no static, cause slavery, we ain't having it. That's the secret, these Jews, you better grab it. Yeah, Union soldier shit, man. The cryptic message. The right hand over the left breast, like Noble Drew Ali is in all the war generals' pictures. Welcome to the wild, wicked west.
Welcome to the wild, wicked west. Woo! Wee! Welcome to the wild, wicked west. Man. All right. Okay. All right. I'm about to give y'all something real quick, man, and we're gonna get this party started. All right.
Salute to the Colonel, nigga.
Master P.
Colonel James Montgomery.
The Novus bout it.
He gave Harriet Tubman guns, nigga.
Real shit.
Google it. Ohio, nigga.
We bout it.
I'm from the O-H-I-O. The clan don't want smoke, cause we quick to tag they toes. Boom. We from the north. We take no shows. Kidnap these crackers and hang their throats by the rope. We with Lincoln. Fuck you hunky stinking. Bloody your white sheets and lead the clan stinking. This Ohio, slaves came for survival. Confederate Dixie flag, Ku Klux Klan are my rivals. I got my rifle, and I'm killing rebels. Master Bar Muhammad, call the white devils. The supreme wisdom, you ain't on my level. Harm a bit is dead, go and get the shovel. Dropping Mr. Clues, Union soldiers in blue. Abe, read the slaves, pussy nigga, won't you tell the truth? What you scared for? A line of black folks, stop telling niggas it was a trick from the north. Slavery got you fucked, cause it's in your DNA. Abe ain't breed the slaves, it's some whole shit to say. Cause we bowed it, I don't doubt it. Harriet Tubman, Union soldiers, won't you niggas shout it? Shout 54, Massachusetts. Abe gave us guns, we marched south and we used them. 7-shot Spencers when the South was against us. You can see I'm getting defensive cause your lies be offensive. You don't make sense, get your ass off the fence. Harriet Tubman would've shot you cause you acting like a bitch. You a bitch. What side you on? Screaming in the microphone. Union soldiers on patrol told the South get gone. We beat them, they suckers we defeat them. Emancipation Proclamation, Battle of the Team Zone. Won't you Google, nigga? You a doodle, nigga. Try to come against me and watch me do that voodoo, nigga. Union shooters strapped with the Rugers. We beat Brass and Bragg, Fag Ass and Chattanooga. South Carolina, they won't out, cause Abe Lincoln took the White House. This is slavery, nigga. It's what it's about. Won't you check the records from the dirty South? These are facts, bitch. Won't you shut your fucking mouth? Trying to sound deep, YouTube chasing clout. We bout it. We rowdy. This Ohio, nigga, and we been bout it. This the Civil War. Won't you check the record? If the shit is false, won't you please contest it? William Sherman, he bout it. Wrote 40 acres in the mule, so we bout it. Edward Stanton, he bout it. He the Secretary of War, so we bout it. General Grant, you know we bout it. Made Lee surrender, cause he bout it. James Montgomery, He bowed about it, gave Harriet Tubman guns, so he bowed about it. We all from Ohio, nigga, cause we bout it. No slaves across the Ohio River, forget about it. This up north, nigga, we bowed about it. Ain't no slaves.
All right, man. All right.
R.I.P. Pop Smoke.
All right.
R.I.P. to all the fallen
right.
souls.
Boop, boop, boop. All right, man. So that's that music that get me going right there. That's that Union Soldier music right there. That's that put me back in some times when I'm about to go ride and murk this white boy who you call the slave master. All right. So let's get into this whole thing called the secret history of Skull and Bones. So a little I don't know if it's a disclaimer, a little prelude. This is my whole issue that I have. And the issue is with myself for trusting the so-called black conscious man with the information that he was relaying to me, in a sense, right? It was 100% up to me. It's 100% up to you as the listener, as the observer, to really validate and verify facts. All right. My issue is, we came up in under the rhetoric of all white people is the devil and all white people is on white supremacy. And especially the United States government. All right. And that is simply not the truth. It's just we know it's not the truth. It's like saying all black folks is gangsters and they in the hood, and that's not the truth. All right. And so my job is to really be the spiritual husband of Harriet Tubman. God bless her. Bless her soul, you know what I'm saying? May she forever be exalted, because her and excuse my French, man, you know what I mean? It is what it is, because her punk ass husband wasn't rolling with her. You know what I mean? That dude actually said he was going to tell on her. He was already a freedman and said he was going to tell on her. You know what I'm saying? And so getting to the women, man, when I get into this vein, I just want you to listen. You know what I'm saying? I don't really want you to articulate nothing. I just want you to listen. See the facts for yourself, and don't allow the white power, white supremacy rhetoric, dogma to impregnate your mind, because it's actually going to impregnate your soul, and it's going to impregnate future generations to come out of your womb. All right. And that's a no-go. All right. And so again, I'm here to differentiate between the bullshit and who was the real. All right. Who was the real? Who had your back? All right. So all of us have heard about Skull and Bones, and we've always put them on the ledger of this secret society that was not in the best interest of black folks. Facts. That's how I've heard it. All right. I could ask you in the chat, have you heard similar things? I think you're going to say, yeah. All right. I think what I'm going to show you, none of us have heard. Okay. So Skull and Bones is formed in 1832. This is not the actual picture of the 1832. I just want to grab an image of Skull and Bones, a class of them from Yale University, and they started in 1832. Okay. All right. So who are the founders of Skull and Bones? You're going to see two gentlemen, Mr. Alphonso Taft and Mr. William Huntington Russell. Okay. Now, let's get into Mr. Alphonso. Alphonso Taft, an American jurist, diplomat, and politician, served as the United States Attorney General and Secretary of War under who? President Ulysses Grant. He was also the founder of the Taft political dynasty, father of Congressman Charles Phelps Taft and President William Howard Taft. Okay. Now, the reason why I say because if you served under Grant, I already know what time it is. What time it is this. My man Grant from Ohio, all right, went ahead and signed the Enforcement Acts, also known as the Ku Klux Klan Act. Now, let's read the aftermath of this. As a response to the act of the Klansmen in South Carolina were put on trial in front of jurors made up of mainly who? African Americans. Amos T. Ackerman, who was the prosecutor at the time, was prosecuting the Klan. He worked to make America aware of the Klan violence and how much of a problem it was becoming. His work led to trials and jail sentences of a few hundred Klan members. Many others who were put on trial either fled or were only given a warning. By 1872, the Klan as an organization had officially been what? Broken. So when you messing with Grant, you got to know what Grant was all about. Grant is going to beat Lee in the Civil War and make Lee surrender. Okay. Grant also is going to be your president. It's going to give you your first black senators and representatives. So the first black congressman, Hiram Rebel, senator out of Mississippi. These boys is coming in under the Grant administration, rocking the Republican elephant. Now, hold on. What your great granny used to have in the crib, or what your mama used to have in the crib, them elephants. All right, them African elephants. All right. So stay with me with this. All right. So now I'm gonna digress a tad bit just to give y'all some information. Because see, the problem that the black man has is he don't think about war. He don't think about no form of strategy, none whatsoever. The only thing he want to do is give props to John Brown. That's it, because John Brown went on a suicide mission. Now, what about people who were actually on both sides, Confederate and Union, and then they really had sympathy for the opposite side? See, that's actually there too. And Amos T. Ackerman, who's the prosecutor under Grant, he actually fought for the Confederates. So this dude fought. Look at this. He fought on the side of the Confederates, but then after the Civil War was over, Grant tapped him and was like, "Hey, bro, I want you to be prosecutor." And he like, "Yeah, I'm with it, man. We lost the war fair and square. I'm about to bring in the Klan, and I'm going to put in black jurors." When have we ever heard in the history that black jurors was purposely selected to prosecute the Ku Klux Klan? What kind of white supremacy is that? See, that's that shit I be talking about. What kind of white supremacy says, okay, Ku Klux Klan, you're white supremacy. We know that. But we're going to let black people come in and be the jurors and convict you and totally dismantle the first Klan. It ain't no white supremacy when it comes to that. And I'm not saying white supremacy don't exist. I'm saying in that era of time at its apex, when it was popping, called Ku Klux Klan, called Civil War, we was molly-whopping them dudes. Okay? So that's some game right there. All right? So let's move on. All right. So Taft was an active Whig in politics until the party dissolved because of the slavery issue. In 1855, he was a founder of the National Republican Party and its Ohio affiliate. Okay. He remained active in Ohio Republican politics for the next 34 years. Okay. Now, why is this important? Because the Republican Party started in 1854 as what? The anti-what party? The anti-slavery activists who opposed the Kansas and Nebraska Act. I'm gonna have to wear two hats tonight. Whoop. Okay, I'm gonna have to wear two hats tonight. All right. So hold on. So you telling me one of the founders for Skull and Bones actually founded help create the Republican Party that was against slavery? That's what you just said. Okay. Now, they're telling you that the Republican Party started in the advent of the Kansas-Nebraska Act. What was the Kansas-Nebraska Act? Well, the Kansas-Nebraska Act said, hey, man, listen, if Kansas want to have slaves, they got a right to have slaves. Federal government, mind your damn business and get out our business. All right. Let the states decide what they're going to do. If they want to have it, if they don't want to have it, if they want to have it, then abolish it. That's their business. This ain't your business. Okay. So the Kansas-Nebraska Act actually repealed what's called the Missouri Compromise of 1819. The Missouri Compromise, I told you, was what? Missouri wants to come in as a slave state. And then they said, okay, you want to come in as a slave state? I tell you what, yo, Massachusetts, we about to break up this little eastern part over here in the corner, and we're going to call it Maine. Maine, you a state, and you're going to be a free state. In Maine, you're going to come into the Union. Go look and see when Maine came into the Union. The Maine came into the Union as the United States as a free state 18 months before Missouri, but it was Missouri, the slave state, that was applying for statehood. It wasn't Maine that was applying for statehood. What's up with that? You know what that means? Somebody is moving states on our behalf, but we don't talk about that. Why? Because you want to suck on the white supremacy nipple. That has to go. Stop that. I keep telling you, you sound like a bitch when you do that. All right. All right. So now, the famous John Brown, the infamous John Brown went into Kansas. Remember Lawrence, Kansas? So what we got to understand is there's a pocket of time, 1854 to 1861, called the Bleeding Kansas. Kansas is so bloody. It's called Bleeding Kansas. It's white folks at the time, the white folks who wanted slaves, they were called border ruffians. The white people like John Brown, who was against it, was called Jayhawkers. So when you see the Kansas basketball team, college team, the Jayhawkers, know that's you. Okay. So the Jayhawkers was against it. So John Brown going to Kansas and he murking these white boys, shooting them up. Oh, y'all want slaves? Pop, 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 right? Murking these dudes. Okay. This is the Kansas thing. So this is like an internal civil war in 1854 amongst the citizens. The government ain't in it right now. The citizens is shooting it out and killing one another. Again, it's called Bleeding Kansas. And this is really the Civil War before the Civil War, because Bleeding Kansas stopped in 1861. And 1861 is the Civil War when the United States government go ahead and get involved in this thing. But John Brown is here. Okay. So we're gonna see what's up. We're about to see what's up. All right. So let's talk about Mr. Russell. He was a Whig in Connecticut state legislature, representing New Haven. Upon the repeal of the Missouri Compromise in 1854, right, he became active as one of the leaders of the movement, which resulted in the organization of the what party? The Republican Party, the anti-slave party. Okay. Now, hold on, man. Hold on. The two guys who are the founders of Skull and Bones are actually founders in organizing and creating the Republican Party that's against slavery. What are you bitch niggas talking about? I want to know. What are you talking about? Cite your sources, man. Please. Okay. So now let's dig this. All right. So when we see with him, we also see that what? He served as a collector for the Internal Revenue, the tax department, IRS, it wasn't called that then, but the Internal Revenue, right? In 1868 to 1873, right? So this is after the Civil War. So this dude getting that money, because I told you that the Revenue Act of 1862 is what created the IRS. Abe Lincoln created the IRS. Okay. So what do it say? The Revenue Act of 1862 was a bill the United States Congress passed to help fund the American Civil War. Huh? President Abraham Lincoln signed the act into law July 1st, 1862. The act established the office of the Commissioner of the Internal Revenue, a department in charge of collection of taxes, levy excise taxes on most items consumed and traded in the United States. So in other words, again, this was a way to raise revenue to finance our ancestors getting out of slavery. And so homeboy go take a job in, because now this after the Civil War is what? The Reconstruction era. So now he go take a job in Connecticut and start collecting that tax money. So that tax money obviously can be helping Black folks in the era of Reconstruction, which ultimately fell. Okay. All right. So now watch this. This is going to blow your mind. This is about to blow your wig. Let's read the very bottom. He was a strong abolitionist and friend of who? John Brown. Russell was named as the trustee in the will of who? John Brown. Whoa. Whoa. Conversation over. It's really over right here, but I'm gonna give you a little bit more, right? Wait a minute. So not only did dude help found the Republican Party that was the anti-slave party, you're telling me the only person who we give props to, John Brown said, yo, bro, I want you to be the trustee over my will. So if I die, because he know he gonna die. If I die, I trust you, hence the word trustee. I trust you to administer my financial affairs. Now, John Brown took his sons to Kansas. John Brown took his family into West Virginia, Harper's Ferry on a suicide mission to say, you know what? We about to overthrow this United States Post, get guns, and we gonna shoot all the slave masters. I don't care if the United States government ain't in it. This is what we gonna do. and they killed John Brown. So do you think John Brown is going to entrust somebody who was pro-slavery against the black man and the black woman and the black child with his estate? Come on, man. You can miss me with that. See, this is why I feel like getting up, pulling my pants down, and letting you kiss the black, brown ass of mine. All right. It's bullshit. Okay. All that white supremacy rhetoric is just what it is. It's just rhetoric. All right. Stop talking about your slave master so much and show the people who beat your slave master. Okay. All right. So the founders of Skull and Bones are literally people who were on our side. Now, we can ask a question. Well, did Skull and Bones possibly get infiltrated and started doing all this other stuff that we hear about? Maybe so. I don't care, because the origin of it points to us. So I don't care about the infiltration. What you gonna do about it, chump? That's the thing. What you gonna do? But most important, give me the origin story of what's going on. Okay. So now let's get into a couple more people. All right. Don't stop playing with me on this stuff. A list of Skull and Bone members. We're going to talk about Mr. Frederick Ellsworth Mather at the top, and we're going to talk about Mr. George Ingersoll Wood at the bottom. Okay. So let's deal with George at the top here. George is what? If you look at the bottom of his stub, it says that he was basically family with Supreme Court Chief Justice Oliver Ellsworth. Okay. Now, when we look at Ellsworth, the other gentleman, supposed to be a one of the founders of Skull and Bones as well. He is also related to Chief Justice Oliver Ellsworth. So both of these men are connected to Chief Justice Oliver Ellsworth. Okay. So let's just go in his bloodline and look at his history, and let's just see, where did he stand? Okay. So let me blow this up for me. All right. So on the contentious issue of whether slaves should be counted as part of the population in determining representation in this of the states in Congress, or would instead be considered property and so not counted, Ellsworth voted for the eventual 3/5 compromise, which I told you that works in your favor. Don't count all of the slaves, idiot. Count 60%, because then you reduce the slaveholders' representation as a House of Representative in Congress. If he counts all of the slaves, your slave master is going to have more representation. You don't want that. Okay. So later stressing that he had no what? He had no slaves. Ellsworth spoke twice before the convention. Okay. And in August of 21 and the 22nd, in favor of slavery being abolished. So this is not somebody who owned slaves, nor is this somebody who is pro-slavery. In fact, you want to know what the University of Princeton says about this man that's highlighted? This is what the University of Princeton says this man said. However, he once stated in an essay that all good men wish the entire abolition of slavery. Interesting. Very interesting. So the foundation of Skull and Bones is really anti-slavery. See, we should really be taking a different look at secret societies. Are secret societies, were some secret societies actually incorporated by Europeans that had an agenda to help us out? And that really was the secret? That's the question. Okay. That's the question. So let me give you another gentleman. He wasn't a founder, but he came in the early years of Skull and Bones. Okay. Mr. Morrison Waite. Okay. Now, he was an American attorney and jurist and politician from where? Ohio, who served as the 7th Chief Justice? Really? Who were you nominated by, sir? Let's look at his picture. Who was he nominated by? Oh, he was nominated by Mr. Grant too. Yeah. Okay. So I'm telling you, when you look up this guy, he went to Yale University and he was a Skull and Bones member. He's not a founding member, but he was basically in the first class though. Okay. This guy was sit as the Chief Justice because he preceded who? My man Salmon P. Chase, the big abolitionist attorney, where? From Ohio. So you think that Morris Waite didn't know Salmon P. Chase? You think they didn't know each other and they both was representing Ohio? Okay. And so Grant taps him and say, yo, Salmon P. Chase, this dog, go ahead and run this thing, bro. I want you to be the Chief Justice. Okay. Now, as you would know, this dude, and I should have put up here, this dude is on the Republican ticket, which means at that time you are absolutely anti-slavery. Okay. Because that whole party was founded on those principles. All right. Now, so let's get into this whole skull and bones thing. 322. All right. Here, before they found themselves because they founded themselves in 1832. This is what I know in history. 1832 was a presidential election year. Andrew Jackson beat Henry Clay for president. The other two ran for vice president. So Andrew Jackson won. But this is what I know about Andrew Jackson. 1832 is his second election that he won. So if we go back to 1828, he beat John Quincy Adams. But this is what I know about these two. These two ran in the election before that in 1824. John Quincy Adams and Andrew Jackson. Okay? All right? And in this election right here, something strange happened. Okay? All right? So in the bottom of the first paragraph where it says on February the 9th, 1825, the House voted, which each state delegation cast in one vote to elect John Quincy Adams as president. Why? Because if we read this whole paper right here, we see that the result of the election was inconclusive, as no candidate won the majority of the electoral vote. So then this went to a special process, ladies and gentlemen, where the House started to deliberate on who was going to be the president. So what happened is Andrew Jackson was like, wait a minute, I didn't have the majority, but I had more electoral votes than John Quincy Adams, and I had more popular votes than John Quincy Adams. So Andrew Jackson is pissed. He feel like he got cheated out of this whole ordeal. Okay. So now Andrew Jackson, along with Martin Van Buren, will create what we know today as the Democratic Party. Okay. So you see this. Jackson and Van Buren would create the Democratic Party. Okay. But this is why I tell you about Jackson before, when he was General Jackson, before he became president. In 1816, he went into Florida and he went into a place called Fort Negro. He killed black folks, captured black folks, and brought black folks into slavery. Technically, like I said before, Thomas Jefferson passed a law in 1808 of January the 1st that said it is illegal for anybody to import slaves into the United States. Florida at the time was Spain. So therefore, you are importing slaves into the country. So Andrew Jackson is 100% bogus. But this is why I say you have to follow the spirit, because this is why the spirit says remove Andrew Jackson off and put Harriet Tubman here. Where is that thought force coming from? It's coming from the spirit. Okay. So Skull and Bones is getting started at the second election of this bogus president who went and illegally put our people back into slavery. Okay. Very interesting. So Martin Van Buren, this is what we have to know about his presidency, since he's a co-founder of the Democratic Party. A gag rule was a series of resolutions passed in the U.S. House of Representatives for 8 years, right? To prevent the discussion of anything about anti-slavery anything. So when they would talk about slavery for 8 years, the House would shelve it. It wouldn't even have a discussion about it. You know who fought for that for 8 years? Look at where it says who opposed the gag rule. John Quincy Adams, the same guy who the House said we're going to allow you to win the presidency over Andrew Jackson. The same guy, Andrew Jackson, who co-founded the Democratic Party. Okay. All right. So that's what I know about history. All right. Now, Skull and Bones 322. 322, if you really know what it means in today's time, boy, it's on something else. But 322 is talking about the time that in Athens, Greece, their democracy was defeated by Macedonia, which was Alexander the Great. Okay. So this was what we call Athenian democracy. Okay. And to tell you, Athenian democracy was a direct democracy that gave political power to who? Free male citizens. The Macedonians under what's his name? Philip, Alexander the Great's dad, Alexander, they didn't have no democracy, y'all. They had more of a autocracy or a plutocracy, which is more of the families is running this. Fuck your democracy. Fuck y'all free people that want to vote. We running this shit because we got the power to run it. See, this is why the black colleges model themselves after Greek fraternities, because it's all based on the concept of the people have a right to be in power, and it shouldn't just be this ruling elite class. Time out. But y'all niggas be trying to sell me on the secret societies is all about this ruling elite class. But the foundations of it with this one clearly wasn't about that. It wasn't about that at all. These dudes are championing the concept of democracy, hence creating the Republican Party to get our people free, right? That's what we saw. So what we saw was the founders of the Republican Party, right? Did I miss a slide? Yep, I'll get to that. So anyway, this guy here, right? I'm gonna say his name is what? Demosthenes. He is a he's kind of like the father of democracy, right? So he used to, was a lawyer. He was giving speeches, and that was his whole thing. Well, when Alexander the Great dad was like, "Oh no, go grab him up, kill him," homeboy killed himself before he would give himself over to the ruling powers that be. So this is a pretty dope concept because Skull and Bones 322, that's the year that he died. As you can see, they're patterning themselves after who they consider a father of democracy. Even though he died and killed himself, they said, "Nah, we're going to pick up this legacy and we're going to keep this going." The hidden hand is you, black man. You're the hidden hand. You don't even know it. All right. So what we see here is, again, the founders of Skull and Bones are anti-slavery, create the Republican Party, and are friends, not even friends. You beyond a friend if I'm going to name you the trustee of my will. Yeah, think about that. If I name you the trustee of my will, man, I trust you beyond all me. I trust you beyond death, because the whole purpose is when I die and make sure everything is taken care of, bro. I trust you when I die. That's Skull and Bones history, y'all. But on the other side, y'all trying to say, "Oh, it's a plutocracy. Yeah, the elite win the elite. It's all about the elite." You lying. And that's not to say that it ain't a group of families that tried to do some things. Again, stop going to the losing narrative. And I'm gonna show you two things that these niggas lied to us about when it comes to this whole Illuminati stuff, right? The Russell Trust Association, which is Skull and Bones, okay? That's the business name for Skull and Bones. According to his 2016 filing with the IRS, they only had they didn't even have a whole but let's just say $4 million in assets, y'all. As of 2024 last year, they only had an endowment of 17 million. Man, $4 million, nigga, I got a quarter of that in value in real estate. When I build, I'm going to be half of that easy when I do these projects, right? But I'm going to sell them, right? So that ain't no money. That ain't no money. Wait, y'all telling me Skull and Bones is the big boogeyman? The big wicked boogeyman. These dudes in 2016 ain't even have $4 million in assets. What y'all talking about? That ain't no money. What are you talking about? Like, make it make sense to me. Where they bread at? If they controlling the world, where they bread at? What's up? Lying ass niggas. All right. So this is JP Morgan's father. Okay. All right. He merged with Peabody and Company, second paragraph. They made a significant investment in the transatlantic cotton trade. You got to understand, you got people that's just getting money. They ain't in politics. They getting money, right? Its principal business was with the correspondent banks on the eastern United States and with the railroad companies. It was therefore not as directly reliant on American slavery as its peer banks in London, and took advantage during the American Civil War by aligning with who? The Union. Ladies and gentlemen, come on, man. See, this is why I know you niggas is full of shit. Because Lehman Brothers didn't do that. Lehman Brothers said, yo, fuck these niggas. We in Alabama, this is our headquarters. We with the smoke. One of the Lehman Brothers actually joined the Confederacy in the Civil War. And they like, yo, no. We financing the Confederates. We ain't about to play both sides. We financing the Confederates because that's what we own. Not JP Morgan daddy. He rode with the Union. What's up with that? Why ain't nobody talking about that? We'll see another one. Because I heard his name get mentioned in the Illuminati group of families too, Vanderbilt. When the Civil War began in 1861, Vanderbilt attempted to donate his largest steamship, the Vanderbilt, to the Union Navy. Secretary of the Navy, Gideon Welles, refused it, thinking its operation and maintenance too expensive for what he expected to be a short war. Vanderbilt had little choice but to lease it to the War Department at prices set by shipbrokers when the Confederate ironclad Virginia, popularly known in the North as the Merrimack, wrought havoc with the Union blockading squadron off the Hampton Roads in Virginia. Secretary of War Edward Stanton and President Abraham Lincoln called on Vanderbilt for help. This time, he succeeded in donating the Vanderbilt to the Union Navy, equipping it with a ram, staffing it with hand-picked officers. It helped bottle up the Virginia, after which Vanderbilt converted it into a cruiser to hunt for Confederate commerce raider Alabama, captained by Raphael Semmes. For donating the Vanderbilt, he was awarded a Congressional Gold Medal. I thought the Vanderbilt was Illuminati anti-black. You lying. You niggas be lying. Y'all be lying. Okay? All right. So, you know what gets me though? The same thing that the black power dude, white supremacist dude says the white man is doing, in which some of them were not doing, that I just showed you, was really the same style government that our ancestors had that we like to hold up. Egypt didn't have no democracy. Let's keep that shit all the way real. Egypt did not have a democracy. The pharaoh was at the top, then his visor, then the priests and nobles. All right. And at the bottom of the pyramid was the workers and the slaves. You didn't vote for no pharaoh. Ramses was Ramses because Ramses the first was in, and Ramses the second got in because his daddy was in. This was going to the sons. There wasn't no democracy in Egypt. So the thing that we glorify, which is okay, I'm cool with it. I love Egypt. I got more Egyptian science and know how to use it than all you niggas anyway, to be honest with you, right? So ain't nothing wrong with it. But the truth of the matter is Egypt did not have a democracy. It didn't. It had the very same style of government that you say the white man do, but the white man don't even institute that government right here in the United States. It's always been a democracy. The people always had a right to say we're going to pick who we want to pick. So these niggas is lying. They're lying and come from the heritage of the very thing that we accuse the white man of trying to do. We actually did. Okay. All right. And so that really concludes what I'm gonna get into. But look, I'll share because I'm gonna get into something, and I don't know if he said it. Somebody said he said it and made a post that he said it, but I'm gonna deal with. I'm just gonna show you something real quick that's dealing with Frederick Douglass. All right, let me share my computer real fast. And this is the last book that Frederick Douglass wrote. All right. Which is the Life and Times. With Jay-Z get Life and Times of Sean Carter, Life and Times of Frederick Douglass. That comes from Frederick. All right. So what did he say? Here's a highlight. Talking about when he met with Lincoln. In all this, I saw the tender heart of a man rather than a stern warrior and commander-in-chief of the American Army and Navy. And while I could not agree with him, I could but respect his humane spirit. Frederick Douglass didn't see Abraham Lincoln as a racist. All right. I didn't have enough time to go through here and really find when he was giving Lincoln his flowers. Right. But I got a couple highlights in here. Let me see something real fast. I got another highlight somewhere else. Let me go up. I thought I had a highlight maybe on 28. Let me see. All right. Now here's a highlight. And this is Lincoln and Douglas having a meeting about employing the colored folks in the army. And this is what Lincoln said. He begun by saying that the employment of colored troops at all was a great gain to the colored people, that the measure could not have been successfully adopted at the beginning of the war. Why am I pointing this out? Let me come back here. All right. So why am I pointing this out? Because it's military strategy. Abraham Lincoln is saying, listen, man, I'm with you. Black folks got the most to gain out of this by joining in this army, but this is something that couldn't be done in the beginning because of the racial hostilities. It's too tough. It's too tough right now. So let me give y'all some game. Y'all can go search it if you want to. John Fremont actually was the first Republican nomination to be the Republican president. He lost that election. John Fremont is who Fremont, California is named after. John Fremont is in the Union Army, and he writes an Emancipation Proclamation way before Abraham Lincoln did. Abraham Lincoln snatched that shit up and said, no. Now, your dumbass slave-loving white supremacy dude is going to say, see, Lincoln really didn't want to free people because why he get rid of John Fremont's emancipation? And I'll find it in this document. I ain't got to lie. Frederick Douglass, and it's a known fact, but Frederick Douglass put it in this book. When Lincoln got inaugurated, do you know Lincoln had to ride into D.C. in a disguise, acting like he wasn't even himself because he already knew it was an assassination plot to kill him in Baltimore? See, y'all really ain't putting y'all mind in the shoes of this individual where he knows that it's the likelihood of being murdered is very, very, very high. So for his inauguration, he has to dress in a disguise because it's a plot to kill him before he even becomes inaugurated as president. So this is strategy. Let me go into a disguise. Civil War pops off. Fremont writes an emancipation. If you write that emancipation, you're going to make this look like like it's about slavery. Don't do that. Don't do that. Now, I'll find in this document, Frederick Douglass said it was the viewpoint of the North, and it is his viewpoint that this whole war was about slavery and to save the Union. Now, you know how them bitch ass niggas be doing. They like to take that little sentence from Abe Lincoln's letter to Horace Greeley, where Lincoln said, if I could save the Union without freeing none of the slaves, that's what I would do. And they leave out the next sentence. that I always point out. If I can free all of the slaves by saving the Union, I would also do that. They leave that part out, right? But Douglas, who's living in this time, is saying, listen, I ain't falling for that pump fake where Lincoln talking about the Union. Everybody in the North, and I know that he is doing this for slavery and the Union. That's in Douglas' book. Okay. All right. Man, bear with me. Y'all got some questions? Shoot it in the chat because I'm gonna look for it. All right. I'm gonna look for it. So excuse me because I should have took better notes, but I didn't. Right. So let me look for the word union. Now I can show you something with this page right here, and I'm gonna look for the word union so y'all can just roll with me in real time. Right. Let me share my screen here. This is Douglas leaving his meeting with Lincoln and the Secretary of War. Ooh, when you go sit down with the Secretary of War, you mean business. Both the President and Secretary of War assured me that justice will ultimately be done to my race. So while y'all saying Abraham Lincoln wasn't for black people, dang what Douglas said. Douglas said he walked out of a meeting and Lincoln and the Secretary of War assured him that justice was going to be done for the black race. Pussy. I gotta say it. I gotta say it. I gotta say it. You're lying. All right. Let me see if I can find the word union somewhere else. Where's it with that? Man, they goddamn the union was mentioned 96 times in this document. Because I did. Uh-oh. Let me see. Uh-oh. 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 Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Let's say where it say Union soldiers. Can y'all see that? Where it say Union soldiers right here? Look, Union soldiers made themselves more active in kicking colored men out of their camps than in shooting rebels. When even Mr. Lincoln could tell the poor Negro that he was the cause of slavery. I still believe and spoke as I believe all over the North that the mission of the war was the liberation of the slave as well as the salvation of the Union. Miss me with that. Miss me with that, bro. You niggas don't know what y'all talking about. Okay? Okay? So you may say, well, why was the Union kicking black folks out? Listen, when Frederick Douglass went to go meet Abraham Lincoln, Union soldiers was like, they tried to gaffle Douglas and was like, hey man, go straight that way and you'll get him. And Douglas realized it was a trick and they was about to try to get him to go out through the back door. And Douglas checked him. And Douglas was like, hey man, if Mr. Lincoln know I'm here, he gonna want to see me. Think I'm lying? Don't make me find it. Lincoln sees Douglas, and you know what Lincoln said? Come here, come here, come here, come here. And Douglas said, he said it loud so everybody can hear. This is my friend, Frederick Douglass. Okay, I'm about to show you. I'm about to show you. Nah, because y'all ain't gonna say I'm lying. No. What you ain't gonna say is Brother Noble and Pooh be lying. No. Let me go look for the word friend. Can we find the word friend in this document? Come on. I gotta have friend in here. It's only mentioned 24 times. All right, let me find it. You got ADD, just look for a keyword like me, hit control. Oh no, it's damn, god damn it, it's mentioned a lot of times. Man, I ain't lying, man. I should have put a note on that. I really should have put a note on that. So bear with me, man. Bear with me. Where was friend at when I seen that? And he did not consider Andrew Johnson a friend of the black race. Man, friend is in here a lot of times, man. A lot of times. So I may not be able to find that one. But man, I ain't lying. I ain't got no reason to lie. Oh, look at the spirit. Thank you, spirit. Thank you. What did he say? I reached him, he exclaimed, so the all around could hear him. Here comes my friend Douglas. That's what Lincoln said. Fuck out of here, man. I'ma quit, man. I'ma quit. I quit. All right. So little short little thing tonight, man. Just wanted to show y'all that the origin point of Skull and Bones ain't what these niggas be talking about. Scary ass. White supremacy loving ass. Hey, that's more of a coon than anything. Don't call me a damn coon. I had one dude said, you buck dancing, biscuit eating buck, and I'm like, dude, I don't even like biscuits. They too heavy for me. I don't like, they too flaky, right? But you know what I mean. But man, I ain't the coon. Y'all the coon. Y'all the one that want to have a slave master, bitch ass nigga. Want to have a slave man. I mean, I can't. Listen. The wrong zodiac sign. I was born for this. Listen, I promise you, if you go look up keywords for zodiac signs, go look up the keyword for Aquarius. You're going to see rebel, which means rebellion, and revolution. And I'm gonna name some bomb ass revolutionaries. I named two of them: Huey P. Newton and Abraham Lincoln. I give you another: William T. Sherman, who burned Atlanta down, who is the author of 40 Acres and a Mule. His birthday was like February the 8th, just passed. All right. So when you come to revolution, no. Don't try to put me in the audience into mental enslavement. That's what they're doing, y'all. They're trying to loop us back into mental enslavement while they hold the position of this popularity thing. That they got the popular vote by being so loud, right? They got the popular vote, but they're playing on the emotional chords of us as if we are victims of white supremacy. And it don't mean that we ain't never been, and it don't mean that we ain't still catching up from all of this stuff. It don't mean that. But what I'm saying is somebody kicked their ass and you're not telling us. Now, do you know that Senator Henry Wilson, who would become Grant's vice president, his second vice president, he got a whole volume of like 3-volume set called The Rise and Fall of the Slave Powers. What? The rise and fall of slave powers? Yeah, I think that's an interesting topic right there, because the slave powers ain't in power no more. But you know what these dudes are trying to do? They try to convince us that, hey, we still in slavery though. You know that, right? Nah, nigga, we not in slavery. What are you talking about? Well, you know what I mean, brother. You know, you got to pay taxes. They try to loop us in to being these victims, right? And that narrative is done. I'm blowing that shit out the water this year and for the rest of life. All right. So I'm just warming up because I said this year I'm gonna go ahead and start filming this documentary, this video. You know what I'm saying? This gonna put it all in perspective. You know what I'm saying? So I'm scheduled to be in Philly and start shooting down there, the founding, the birthplace of the nation. Want to get some white folks in it, and because I know white folks don't know what we talking about either. White folks be parroting this information. You was 3/5 of a human being and all that kind of stuff, and don't know what the hell they talking about. And I'm gonna catch them. I'm gonna catch them slipping from the raw audience. You know, just from people visiting Constitutional Hall and the Independence Hall and whatnot, just what their popular opinion is, and whatnot. And then I want to go sit down and talk with somebody in the world of academia. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, professor, tell us about, the 3/5 compromise. Was we 3/5 of a human? And if they say, yeah, got you. We were not. You see, because a lot of us just parrot information. You know what I'm saying? So it's really no hardcore scholarship that's being done and whatnot. All right. So yeah, man, y'all got any questions? Drop it in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Drop it in the chat, man. But it blew my mind to see that the founders of Skull and Bones and what you was friends with John Brown and he made you the trustee over his estate, man. Come on, man. Y'all can miss me. Y'all can miss me. That ain't making sense. They ain't adding up to me. Why would a white supremacist organization be rolling with John Brown? Because they weren't white supremacists. We just saw it. They were not white supremacists. All right. Not them people. The other people were. And I don't want to hear shit about them. They weak. They super weak. Let's talk about some traders real fast. So I'm gonna tell you that I'm gonna show you some mindsets, right? If I got a question, go ahead, man. Drop it in the chat and whatnot. James Longstreet, nicknamed Old Pete, fought for the Confederacy. He was like the third in charge as far as war generals. You got Robert Lee, and then you have what's my man name? He used to read the Bible to his slaves. He got killed by his own Confederate bullet. Somebody on his squad accidentally shot him and killed him. Stonewall Jackson, that's his name, because he on Stone Mountain. Stonewall Jackson. And then it was James Longstreet, nickname Old Pete. This is a fact. You can look this up. James Longstreet, the South don't like him. The South call him the traitor of the South. Okay, what Noble gonna do? I'm gonna search it live so we can see if that's true. James Longstreet, traitor of although he served as Confederate general during the Civil War, Longstreet acquired the image of a what? Southern traitor. This gets really interesting. When Robert Lee tried to, well, he did go to Gettysburg and invade the North, they were waiting on Longstreet, and Longstreet got there late. Got to watch the spirit in this, okay? Longstreet got there late. All right. And it's a part of the battle called Pickett's Charge. Okay. So James Longstreet get there late, and they think they like, yo, Lee. I mean, they they like, man, Longstreet, get out of here, man. You made us lose this battle because you got here late. So when they left Gettysburg, James Longstreet disagreed with Robert Lee anyway. Longstreet didn't want to go to Gettysburg. Longstreet said, listen, let's go to Vicksburg, where Grant and Sherman is fighting against Confederate War General Albert Sidney Johnston. Okay. He's fighting against them on Mississippi. Because remember, Vicksburg is July 4th. Gettysburg is July 3rd. But Longstreet don't want to go up there. Vicksburg had already been going on since May. So he like, man, no, let's go over here and bring reinforcement. And he like, nah, let's go invade the North, right? So he disagreed with Robert Lee. Anyway, so he disagreed with going to Gettysburg, and miraculously, he shows up late in battle, and they lose Pickett's Charge, and they lose Gettysburg. So after Gettysburg, Lee dismissed Longstreet, and Longstreet goes to Tennessee. Longstreet goes to Tennessee under Bragg. Okay, Braxton Bragg. Braxton Bragg, that's what Fort Bragg in North Carolina is named after. Braxton Bragg he the worst. He getting whooped all the time. All right, he's a sucker. All right. So Longstreet falls out with Bragg in Tennessee, and then has to go back and catch up with Lee in Virginia. So after the Civil War is over, you see they said that he's a traitor after the Civil War. You know why they say that? And I'll pull it up. You know, I ain't lying. In New Orleans, when Grant was president, Grant appointed Longstreet to a government position. I think maybe like in the customs department in New Orleans. And some white citizens tried to fight some black citizens in New Orleans. It's called the Battle of Canal Street. Okay. All right. I'm about to show you. I'm gonna show you better than I can tell you. I'm telling you, I'm about to show you all this stuff. All right. I gotta know this stuff, man. This stuff is interesting to me. All right. James Longstreet. Let's just say Canal Street in New Orleans. Okay. What do it say? 1874, Confederate General James Longstreet led the Louisiana State Militia in the Battle of Canal Street, also known as the Battle of Liberty Place. The battle occurred when the White League and paramilitary group of who? The Democrats attempted to overthrow the Republican state government. Okay. Now, do they have any Longstreet will come because they're about to fight some black folks in the street. Longstreet is going to come and he's going to give black people guns. All right. Again, if you see this right here, what does it say? Longstreet, the Confederate general who defied the South. So when the South was trying to get its clap back after the Civil War was over, Longstreet was like, nah, this shit is over. I'm about to give some guns over here to these black folks. Y'all ain't about to do this, Democrats. This is why I say, man, listen, man, listen. You don't vote Democrat no more. All right. All right. Just if you ain't into politics, just refrain. But don't do like my dad do and just give them $25 every election season that come around and just vote Democrat just to vote Democrat. All right. No, don't do that. All right. Because you feeding the spirit of your enemy into proving otherwise. All right. So anyway, so James Longstreet is considered a traitor of the South. Now you got to ask yourself, just look at the timeline. This is after the Civil War. So in your heart of hearts, after the Civil War, you giving black people guns and you ain't letting the Democrats go and basically overthrow the Republicans on Canal Street. You're not doing this. So now you got to ask the question, is it really in your heart? Because when we look at your record, sir, guess what? You were late to Gettysburg and made them lose Gettysburg. Now, was that him on purpose being late, or is that the spirit? You see what I'm saying? Okay. So now I'll give you another one because you had traitors on both sides. You had in the 1864 election, all right, Abraham Lincoln. Abraham is about to go up for his re-election. All right. Let me share a tab with y'all. Right. All right. If we look at this sucker, George B. McClellan, all right, 1864 presidential campaign. Okay. Let me go to images. All right. He runs against Lincoln. All right. He runs again. I'm trying to find where his slogan was at because he had a slogan on one of these campaigns was like, yeah, you basically we gonna stop this whole slavery thing. It ends with me if you elect me. All right. So, but the 1864 election, this dude right here is running against Abraham Lincoln. Do you know he was a Union general fighting on our behalf? And he will get, let's see if I can find it. He will get dismissed from his post. All right. What do it say? In this order issued on November 5th, 1862, one day after the congressional midterm elections, U.S. President Abraham Lincoln relieved Union General George B. McClellan, a potential political rival, of command of the Army of the Potomac. I ain't lying. He was getting his ass whooped by General Lee. So the Civil War was broken up into what they call theaters. The Western theater was on the Mississippi River. The Eastern theater was on the Atlantic Ocean, Virginia, things of that nature. So George McClellan was over here on the east side, on the Eastern theater, getting his ass whooped. He could have beat Lee, but he let Lee retreat. And Lincoln was like, why didn't you smash this dude? And so he saw that this dude was soft and he dismissed him. And then in the next election, 1864, Abraham Lincoln going up for re-election, this dude ran as a Democrat. He didn't run as a Republican. He ran as a Democrat against Lincoln. So this is what I'm saying about the art of war. You would have some people that's fighting for the cause, but they heart ain't in it. And they really on the other side. So now we got to ask the same question that we asked James Longstreet. Well, wait a minute, bro. Since you will eventually be a Democrat and run against Lincoln, did you let Lee escape because it really wasn't in your heart? It really wasn't in your soul to fight on behalf of the Union for black folks? I would say so. That's the spirit. You see? So it's on both sides of the equation. This is why it's important to know the psychology of all that's involved, because you're gonna have people that traded, you're gonna have people that just wasn't with it, you're gonna have people that's with it, and you're gonna have some people that's like, "That ain't in my business, but it was happening, is happening. I just get money. I'm a banker. The United States economy is based off cotton. I'm investing in cotton. Oh, no, 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 no. You know what? I'm gonna kind of put my money behind the union because the union need this. I believe in that. Then you're gonna have people like, no, I ain't fuck that. I'm putting all my money behind the Confederacy. So you got different ideologies. How do we, not weigh this? You see what I'm saying? And that's what we got to do. We gotta weigh it. All right. So that's game right there, showing you some real American history on who is who. All right. So Khalid, man, it's not gonna be a presentation. That's gonna be that's gonna be more. I had to take a page out of Tariq Nasheed's book on Hidden Colors. This is gonna be a production. You know what I'm saying? Because what I got to say and how I want to style it, you know what I'm saying? I believe this is history all Americans need to know. I believe, I also believe that my white union brothers in spirit, and in the physical, they need to be liberated. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. They need to be liberated. You know what I mean? Because see, the white man can't come out and flat out scream, my ancestors died to get y'all free. You know what I'm saying? They don't get some clap back because the black emotional, black experience is just emotional. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to be a production, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been sitting on this for a few years. You know what I'm saying? Salute to the United States Colored Troops. You know what I'm saying? 5th Regiment, 127th Infantry. You know what I'm saying? So that's my neck of the woods. You know what I'm saying? See, in my mind, I'm from the place where you got free. So that to me, that explains my demeanor. I'm from the place where the slaves ran to get free. Historical Underground Railroad markers are in my city. Okay. I showed you a picture, me in front of one. All right. So the spirit here, we ain't with that sucker shit. All right. So, Civil War time, man, Civil War time, you ain't fading this. You ain't fading this in the Civil War. You ain't fading, man. You ain't fading this. I'm telling you, you ain't fading it in the Civil War. It's not happening. We got too many. We got too many G's. Too many G's. Grant, Sherman, the Secretary of War, Salmon P. Chase. Down you see one of the founders of Skull and Bones was down here getting it into and establishing this Republican Party to get black people free. And Benjamin Wade, I can keep on going. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't fading this soil when it comes to the Civil War. Now in pre-colonial times, I'm gonna tell you, I keep saying who was getting it in. Massachusetts was getting it in, and Pennsylvania was getting it in heavy. And then I put New York third, was getting it in, and we got to give props to Connecticut as well, as far as legislature go. But Massachusetts wasn't playing. Massachusetts and Pennsylvania, Commonwealths too. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't playing when it came to having some giants that was putting in legislation to end this thing early. And this is in colonial times. I ain't even talking Civil War times. All right. Civil War times, you're gonna have to roll with the O. All right. All right. You know what I mean? So wherever your people from, yes, see what United States Colored Troop Battalion with regiment was in that area. All right. So I'm a part of the 127th Infantry, man. You know what I'm saying? That's my thing. All right. That's my thing right there. All right. So any questions before we break out? Let me know in the chat, man. Any questions before we get up out of here? You know what I mean? Man, Frederick Douglass, man, he dropping bars in this book. Man, he mentioned Lincoln name so many times in this thing. And Frederick Douglass, I'm gonna find it. I won't do it today, but I'm gonna find it. Frederick Douglass, when he gave a speech at the Lincoln Memorial after Lincoln's death, or he took a page out of Abraham Lincoln's book, and he was telling like the white folks, like, listen, man, he didn't want white people to feel like Lincoln died in the cause for black folks. So Douglass was like, nah, man, this is y'all president. You know what I'm saying? he really do this for us like that, like y'all think it is. You know what I'm saying? Boy, he was double talking his ass off. It was a masterpiece. I said, boy, look at Douglas taking this thing from Lincoln. Took a page out of that. You know what I'm saying? So I'll do a series on that. You know what I'm saying as well, to really show you what how Douglas was inspired by Lincoln and the truth of what he thought of Lincoln. Because somebody put a post up that said, Frederick Douglass wasn't rocking with Lincoln like that. And that's me is a motherfucking lie. You know what I'm saying? It's a motherfucking lie. All right. Apollo, what up, man? My family telling me Trump is a racist and won't even be open-minded about Republicans. What's my thoughts? All right. So my thing is, you know what I mean? When it comes to the Republican Party itself, one, do you even know the history of the Republican Party? You know what I'm saying? So that's my thing. So, kind of like give them a pop quiz on some stuff that will make them select the wrong answer and hope that they select the wrong answer. Right. All right. So which party was the slave party? Right. And it's like the Republican Party. And wrong. It's the Democrats. That was the slave party. All right. Which party was the Ku Klux Klan party? You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. Right. And just see where they at as far as, do they have a knowledge that the Republican Party was an anti-slave party? That's the whole platform that it ran off of. It was known as the anti-slave party. You know what? Homeboy, Stephen Douglas, who ran against Lincoln for senator in Illinois in the 1858 debates. You know what he called? He called the Republican Party Black Republicanism. Swear to God, right hand of God, he said that. I wish I can kind of remember what debate that was. It seemed like it was the 5th or the 3rd debate and whatnot. But he called it Black Republicanism. Let me see something real fast. Stephen Douglas, Black Republicanism. So this is not the actual debate, but this is going to show you that Stephen Douglas absolutely had a strategy to picture Lincoln as a fanatical Black Republican whose goal was to incite the Civil War. So if we go to, again, if we end up going to those debates, he's going to tell the audience, 1858, let me see, Lincoln debates. He actually says, which one of those debates was it, man? I feel like saying it was the 5th debate for some reason. Let me see something. Yeah. And I ain't gonna say I'm lying. I ain't going for it. Black racist. So it's not in the 5th debate. Let me try the 6th debate. All right. Well, in this one right here, he do say Black Republican. So I'll show you this one, and then we'll get to the Trump thing in a second, bro. In the 6th debate, right? He says he talking about Lincoln. He endorsed Black Republican principle of no more slaves. Okay. So I'm telling you, they was calling the Black Republican Party, Black Republicanism in a sense. All right. Let me go to this 3rd debate. Let me see. Again, the Black Republican Party, okay, Black Republican Party, right, raises the black flag of abolitionism. All right. Again, Black Republican, Black race, black. I'm looking for Black Republicanism. No, Black Republican Party, Black Republican doctrine, Black Republican candidate. Right. So you keep on saying this, man. He keep on saying it. All right, let me go. Did I go to the 6? I think I went to the 6. Let me go to the 7. Black race, black race, black race, black races. So you don't say it in that one. So one of these, I know he ended up going to calling this thing Black Republicanism and whatnot. Black Republican Party, Black Republicans, Black Republicans. So it ain't far-fetched for me to say he said Black Republicanism when he kept saying Black Republican Party. As you can see all through here, he keep on mentioning the Black Republican Party. Okay. So yeah, homeboy is Abraham Lincoln's opposition literally is calling the Republican Party a Black Republican Party. Okay. So my thing is this, though. If that's the truth, please tell me what evidence do you bring? What's on the record as a fact to say that the Republican Party is not for the black race? What did they ever do? What bill did they pass? What happened? And then also show me, what did the Democrats pass? What bill did they pass? What law did they pass to say, hey, this shows you that I'm on your side? I just want to know historically what happened, because they ain't done nothing for me. Like, I get why King did it. King put them in the pickle and was like, hey, LBJ, I need you to pass this if you want the black votes. And this is critical for us. Barry Goldwater in the 64 election, Goldwater wasn't a racist. Martin Luther King said he's not a racist. Martin Luther King just said, hey, but he's not voting for this and we need this. LBJ will. So I know who I'm going to vote for. You know what I'm saying? And he got a right to do that. And he should have did that. That's art of war. You should have did that. And ever since 1964, oh boy, in droves, we ain't been back to the Republican Party. Have not been back. All right. So I would like to know, historically speaking, let's just talk history to him. You know what I'm saying? Historically speaking, could you educate me on what democratic laws were passed to say, okay, you know, and tell me about the Republican Party when they started? Or you can't. Okay, this is what it is. This is what they did. You see what I'm saying? Now, as far as Trump is a lot of people got Trump derangement syndrome for sure, absolutely sure. But like Mike Tyson said, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm gonna vote for him because I want to. What you gonna do about it? You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, too, dude was never a racist until he decided to put his hand in politics, and they went at him. Outside of that, you got a picture with every black person. Ain't nan black person came on a record and said, yo, Trump be on some bullshit. Yo, Trump is a racist. He didn't been with Tyson. He didn't been with Mike Jackson. He didn't been with everybody. The culture glorified Trump. He was a symbol and is a symbol of American success. All right. They really ain't gonna like what I gotta say. Well, I think that if you open up Father's Day a picture, I think Fred Trump should be in there as well. For what Fred Trump did for his family was monumental. Fred Trump in real estate, and then he got mortgages, and then create a family business that assumes that mortgage that they have and decides that he's going to pay extra interest so the family business can get a note. That's like me having my properties. And let's just say, like, my latest house I paid like $1,100 on the mortgage. Right. And that's like me creating a company business, a family business, and saying, listen, family, I want y'all to assume this mortgage that I pay $1,100 on. But if I pay $1,100, my family ain't making no money. If I pay $1,200, my family making $100 a month. Fred Trump paid extra so his family could make a little bit of money just to introduce them into real estate. Who does that? You feel me? Because the bank got to get paid, right? And if you pay them what you owe them, then the family ain't making no money. And so that starts to get them involved in the process. That's some OG shit. I wish an aspect of me wish my dad's more of a Wall Street dude. And he put me up on hella game. The game he gave me, it was just enough for me to get going. But I do wish that, okay, he played the real estate side too and was like, yeah. Hey, listen, this family business right here, this building, this is us. You run it because I don't like real estate. I'm a stock dude, but this is you. Like, put me on. You know what I'm saying? So Fred put his son on. The problem with black men is you ain't got no daddy. That's your problem. And since you ain't got no daddy, you keep on talking to the white man, the white Confederate dude, your slave master, and you really begging that he be your daddy. That's what you really saying. You keep calling this man supreme. Are you calling this man supreme? White supremacy. I hate uttering those words. I literally don't like uttering the words. White supremacy. You trying to tell me there is a man, and then I can't even see the man. So I supposed to believe that it's a man who I can't see, don't know who he is. They over me, and it's a group of them. Man, that is very homosexual. You know what I'm saying? That's not cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, thank you. You know what I'm saying? So Andrew Jackson was not a Republican. Andrew Jackson was a war Democrat. So good question. So this is art of war strategy, right? So, oh man, I forgot to tell y'all. How did I forget this? I swear to you, right? I'm gonna get to this because this goes right to Andrew Jackson, right? Man, Abraham Lincoln's first vice president is who? Hannibal Hamlin. Look at the spirit. Isn't Hannibal an African war general? What animal? What animal did Hannibal ride? The elephant. Swear to God. Look it up. Hannibal Hamlin is Abe Lincoln's vice president. I think he's from Vermont. Abolitionist. So now it's the Civil War. They thought that the Civil War was going to be quick. Oh, we're going to smash the Confederates. This is going to be easy. They ain't know this is going to be 4 years, let alone another election cycle. So this is what people got to always take in consideration. It's 1864. The Civil War is still going. What if Abraham Lincoln don't get reelected and the next president is a Democrat that's a pro-slave person, and they say, haha, Civil War's over, back to slavery, niggas. Okay, slavery is still existing and never got over because the 13th Amendment is 1865. So now we got to think, oh shit, man, we in an election. Abe got to people up north. Abe, they tired of this. You said this was going to be quick, Abe. It's 4 years later, bro. We still in this. What we going to do? Shit, man, you may not get back in. All right, I tell you what, man. I tell you what. And back then, they didn't pick the vice presidents either. But Abraham Lincoln did have a preference. And his preference was a war Democrat. Mix it up. Let me go get a slaveholder from Tennessee who did not join the Confederacy. So, see, this is what I'm saying about mindset. You, Andrew Johnson, you got slaves, but you don't believe in the slave cause strong enough to join the Confederacy. You think that insubordination or insurrection and treason and going against the United States government, the South is out of pocket for that, although you believe in slavery. Let me pick this dude. Now, when I pick this dude, what does that tell the South? Oh, Abraham Lincoln ain't all this pro-slave like that. It ain't really about that. Why would he pick this dude? They don't even see it coming. I don't know why, because in the 1858 Lincoln-Douglas debate, Douglas said Abraham Lincoln is saying white people are superior when he's down south. But when he gets up north and with the abolitionists, he said that the black man is equivalent to the white man and that the Declaration of Independence applies to him. Don't fall for Lincoln's slick shit. That's what Douglas is saying. So what Lincoln did was some more slick shit by putting Andrew Johnson in as vice president to get the Southern vote so he can win his reelection in 1864. The vice president can't do nothing anyway. He ain't got no power, right? Unless Lincoln get killed. And that's what happened. Lincoln get killed. So homeboy was a war Democrat. And soon as a war Democrat, what did he do? He rescinded Special Field Order number 15, 40 acres in the mule, and he allowed the Confederates to come back and take their land. You see what I'm saying? Because he was a Southerner anyway, who Frederick Douglass in this book do not like this dude at all. He said this dude is evil. He can see it in his eyes, right? So that was a clever art of war strategy to re-win the 1864 election. All right. That's what that was. All right. You know, so Yeah, man. But that's, I'm looking at that spirit of that Hannibal thing for real. Hannibal Hamlin was the first vice president, Abraham Lincoln. And Hannibal is an ancestor who we know was kicking off in, I think it was the Romans' ass, on an elephant. And Hannibal Hamlin helps, is also one of the architects of the Republican Party. You know what I'm saying? Which is the elephant. So that this is us, man. This is us all day. You know what I'm saying? And so what I would like to see, which I'm gonna start making some videos at Trump, you know what I'm saying? You want to build on the legacy of Abraham Lincoln, you know what I'm saying? Then somebody got to be able to articulate this. You know what I'm saying? So I think I'm gonna challenge myself to be the one that's going to articulate this for Trump and Black America and Abraham Lincoln, the legacy of Lincoln. You know what I'm saying? Because that's big shoes to follow. That's some big shoes to fill. You know what I'm saying? Like, whoa, you gonna continue that? So I don't know if Andrew Jackson was indigenous, but he do have this. He looked like a Melungeon. He looked like he, you know, he got this little, got a little tint to him. Like Lincoln had a tint to him. Lincoln is said to be Melungeon. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't know homeboy's pedigree like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't really spend time into the enemies all like that. I just to see who got beat. You know what I mean? So I know who got beat. You know what I mean? But I'll and I know who was a formidable opponent. And that's homeboy Nathan Bedford Forrest in Tennessee. Oh, he was a gorilla. Like he really, you know, he literally he was a gorilla. He was you know, he go get his own crew. And they be on horses. They had their own cavalry. So he wasn't necessarily falling within the Confederate ranks like that. But Nathan Bedford Forward beat your ass, man. Like he like Sherman, like that would have been a battle. William T. Sherman and Nathan Bedford Forrest. Oh man, that would have been a battle. You know what I'm saying? But Sherman had his eyes on him. Like, all right, you know, this dude is really about that. He gangster. You know what I'm saying? Nathan Bedford Forrest would go into Fort Pillow outside of Memphis and put niggas to sleep, rocked them, killed them niggas. You know what I'm saying? Treacherous. You know what I'm saying? So Nathan Bedford Forrest, some try to say he was part of the Ku Klux Klan, other accounts say he wasn't and whatnot. But Nathan Bedford Forrest, man, I ain't gonna lie, I got a rhyme about him. You know what I'm saying? You know, Nathan Bedford Forrest, you know, cracker put in work. You know what I'm saying? But Confederate cracker boy, I can't fuck with you. I'm down with Uncle Billy, let the slugs hit you. So I'm rolling with William T. Sherman, but I salute you. So that's why I say I actually want to have conversation in here, you know what I'm saying, with a white boy who got the Confederate shit on and who just know history, you know what I'm saying? And we can have some great conversation about history, you know what I'm saying? Out of just, you know, just out of the respect of history, you know what I'm saying? So I'm waiting to catch me a white boy because I be seeing them every now and then. They be around here, you know, they be around with the Confederate shit on and, you know, Confederate flag on their truck and got the acronyms. Fuck around and find out, you know what I'm saying? Hillbilly or red, they say redneck, you know what I'm saying? I actually want to pull him over one day if I catch him. Like, hey, yo. You know what I'm saying? But when I'm in, I be, you know, I be in my Muslim gear and I be doing my thing, but I want to catch him while I'm in this mode right here. And it's like, yo, come here, man. Let's do a podcast, man. Let's have a conversation. Because what is interesting to me is you got a group of white people, which I really don't understand, but it's true. But you got a group of white people who wear the Confederate symbol, and for them, they're not racist. This is just heritage. You know what I'm saying? But they not racist, but they rock it. And then you got a group of them who just feel like that's the hillbilly thing. It ain't got nothing to do with race for them, but I'm just a fucking redneck, man. Like I just want to be in the woods and shit type shit. You know what I'm saying? I've talked with one on one of my trips that I did in North Carolina, at Chimney Rock, that got wiped out by the hurricane this the past year. It was a restaurant at the bottom. They was Confederate, you know what I'm saying? And he's like, he was having a conversation with me, like, yeah, man, we're not racist, it's just heritage, you know, type stuff. I mean, they really had that belief, you know what I'm saying? So I would love to have a conversation with a Confederate, you know what I mean, right here, you know what I'm saying? Bring your rebel flag shit, you know what I'm saying? Because hey, man, but my thing is, nigga, we smoked y'all. What y'all talking about? You know, but I want them to know history too, you know what I'm saying? But if they don't, that's cool. I still want to like to get the insight and kind of bridge that gap, you know what I mean? Because see, the problem that we're having now, the energies then morph. So the southern states are Republican states because the southern states got Republican conservative values. The Bible Belt value they not really with all this democratic gender identity politics. You know what I'm saying? They ain't with that. It gets very strange when you start doing stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And so they not with it. You know what I'm saying? If you understand Republican values as well, Republicans are not for big government. They don't want government in your pocket at everything you do. You got to get a permit so they can get a piece of the pot and regulating everything. So they believe in small government, less regulation. In this way, it's about the empowerment of the entrepreneur. The Democratic policy tries to sell us on this social construct of taking care of those who can't take care of themselves. And I get that to a degree. But then you have some people who utterly refuse to take care of themselves. So they'd be on food stamps and they stay on food stamps and they don't have no incentive to work because you feed them and you house them. And they only got to pay $17 for rent. And when that happens and you happen to look in their neighborhoods, right, then you will see that they're trashing up their neighborhoods. They don't have no concept of home ownership, which is pride, because they don't own, they rent, they get Section 8. You see what I'm saying? They get a government handout. So you start crippling people when you play that mode. And sometimes you see what I'm saying? So that becomes dangerous. So you got to find a mid ground where you can help and whatnot and stuff. So, but anyway, man, that's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Orange Mound, the first Orange Mound in Memphis, Tennessee, is the first Black Wall Street. It wasn't Tulsa, Oklahoma. It was Orange Mound in Memphis, Tennessee. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't know if Dolphin Land is over there, but salute Dolph. But yeah, Memphis, Tennessee got the first Black Wall Street. You know what I mean? And so, which we had a lot of them across the nation. Tulsa is just the famous one. You know what I'm saying? All right. Yeah, it's a sister named Catherine. I forget her last name, but she does a great book on the Melungeon history. And she going on census reports and giving you names. And she actually makes a connection between the Masons, the Jews, and the Moors when Ferdinand and Isabella, the Catholic powers, came into power. And he was kicking out Jews and Moors. The Jews and Moors had to basically, they fled into the Englands, the Irelands as well, Scotland, and they changed their name and started taking on more of these like European names, but they still, like, instead of your last name being Moore, it'd be Moore or Morris in a sense, right? So that you can kind of make the link still. But she makes this argument that Freemasonry, the Jews and the Moors are connected to this group of Europeans known as the Melungeons, which is a mixed group of people who are, Black and Jewish and white. You know what I mean? It's an intermixing that takes place. She also makes an argument that on the Mayflower, I'm gonna make a hypothetical. If it was 70 people on the Mayflower, like shit, 15 of them were like white folks and everybody else was listed as other. Who the hell is other and whatnot? So she makes a very great argument and is pulling the record of genealogy pools and census records and whatnot. And the only thing I got to type in is like, I had showed the book one time, but it's on Amazon. The Melungeons in Scotland or something like that, and it'll start to pop up. Or when Scotland was Jewish, something like that. You know what I mean? And then the other one was like the Jews and Moors in British America or in the colonies, something like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's there as well. You know what I'm saying? All right. Is that Cafunia? Cafunia, what's up? What's going on? It's the real triple OG. What's happening? So yeah, you know what I'm saying? So just, a little great history about us, about ourselves and those that's on our sides and stuff. You know what I mean? I just like to point out, the famous gesture, the hand inside of the breast pocket. You know what I mean? Like, why is this dude in George Washington's picture, this black man, making this cryptic thing? That by itself, that's a cover, man. That's literally like the cover art for everything that I really want to do with this body of work, because that shows me that there is a hidden message within Black history and within our first president, which I blew out the water before and showed you what George Washington was about. You know what I'm saying? you know. So yeah, great seeing you too as well, right? So but yeah, man, so I'm gonna get out of here, man, and I appreciate y'all. Make sure if y'all didn't already, click the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe and whatnot. And let us see you in the Patreon. The Patreon, I don't really get a lot into American history. I'm more on in my spiritual bag. I kind of give you a sneak peek of what I like to do on the other side of the ledger. So we just had a full moon that just passed. And this is old work right here, but I'll go all the way to the end because you know we be doing galactic activations, man. We do our thing in the sky. So I had this, which is right here on YouTube, but I said, hey, it was Lincoln's 216th birthday back on the 12th. So a couple days ago, 3 days ago was Lincoln's birthday. It was a full moon in Leo. And I gave an application to do. Let's just go outside and visualize some lions roaring at the moon and see Lincoln on the backdrop. All right. And that's all we're going to do. All right. I know Kabbalistically speaking, 216, as you see, says Ari, which is Leo. So again, Abraham Lincoln is turning 216 years old. It's a full moon in Leo, but the word for Leo in Hebrew literally has a numerical value of 216. So I said, listen, we just going to go outside and we just going to vision some lions roaring with Lincoln in the backdrop. So you want to see something cool that happened? As you can see, Independence was not able to break out of their rough patch. It's a basketball game on Thursday, which is after 2/12. Okay. They posted this on Valentine's Day, 2 days later, early in the morning at 1:17. Right. And they say they were beaten by the what? Lincoln Lions, 55-20. All right. So let's go to the middle paragraph. Independence defeat dropped their record to what? 216. And as for the Lincoln Lions, they won their fourth game, and they pushed their record up to 12-6. 12-6 is 216 box. So my point is, like, really pay attention to this. 216, like 216. They put their record at 216, but 216 is Leo, and Abraham Lincoln, all his birthday is on the Leo moon, and he turns 216 years old. Okay. So what we like really doing is getting on the high plane, on the spiritual plane, and casting out thoughts into the universe. All right. And I can show you better than I can tell you. I promise you. You know what I'm saying? I posted this in the Patreon on 10/8, that frequency 26. And we're going to focus right here on that Milky Way galaxy. All right. And then what happened after 10/8? Well, 3 days later on the 11th, science broke out and said, hey, man, there's a giant magnetic halo discovered that is wrapped around this Milky Way. We don't know what the heck this is, you know what I'm saying? But all of a sudden it just happened. You think that this is new, right? See, I've been doing this kind of work. All right. I'll show you this on Hip Hop Astrology TV on March 3rd, 2020. I said, let's call home Sirius Star activation. And I said, in this video, if you go to my other channel, Hip Hop Astrology TV, and look at this video, I gave the instructions that, hey, man, we're going to go outside and we just going to howl at the moon. That's all we're going to do. Trust me when I tell you this. We just going to howl at the moon, right? So you know what happened? A month later, people across the globe are howling at the moon. This was published April 13th, 2020. I'm on the record right here on YouTube telling you that, hey, go out and howl at the moon. So this is what I'll be saying. Like, so when I get in this bag, white supremacy, you really can't touch me. You feel me? Because we're programming the matrix by our own thoughts. But that science ain't nothing new. That's why I said earlier, I'm working with more Egyptian science than all these cats. For real. All right. And what's this one right here? Man, shit, I could show you on this one. You know, we did the Sirius Dog Star activation last year on September the 25th, starting at 6:30 in the morning. You see a circle. This is my Patreon. 6:30 a.m. I'm saying, yo, we're gonna get busy, right? You know what happened? 4 minutes later, look at the time. 4 minutes later, this is what somebody posted. The Shiba coin, which is a dog coin, is experiencing a concept called 100 dogs barking. You see that? 100 dogs barking at 6:34 when I'm already on the record saying, yo, when this day get here at 6:30 in the morning, everybody mount up, Calibrate your time to Eastern time. We going outside and we're gonna cast a thought out and watch what happens. It comes back every single time. You think I'm playing? In my Patreon, I said, listen, I posted this like September the 1st to give you the whole schedule. Every first of the month, I roll out the schedule, what we gonna do all month. Look at 9/22. At 9/22, I said, hey, at 7:22 in the morning, we're gonna do a fall equinox activation. You know what happened? Science came and said, hey man, the equinox increases chances of a geomagnetic storm from solar eruption this week. The sunspot erupted when? September the 22nd. Time out. Now, why would I post September's schedule late? If the first day of the month on the 1st, we had a class. I was teaching on the heavenly law of love. You see what I'm saying? So I already posted this and already had it marked that we was going to do something. And when that day get here, the sun starts erupting. Stop playing with us. This is what I'm saying. Like, your consciousness is way beyond some punk ass white supremacy. It's way, way, way past that. We are literally creating, man, we creating phenomenon. I mean, like real phenomenon. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can show you this. Peace moon activation on 9/11 at 9/11. We just gonna visualize the peace sign on the moon on 9/11. That's what we gonna do. Well, look what happened on the 13th, 2 days later. Russia always open to Ukraine. Peace talks, Putin tells China. The war had been going on for 31 months, and all of a sudden, Russia, Putin gets an idea to have peace talks. Where he get the idea from? You are way above white supremacy. I can keep on going. Like, I really can. I can show you some shit. I can show you on July 29th in Patreon that's posted in green. I said the Jupiter red eye activation on 8/27. A whole month ahead of time, I'm letting everybody know, get ready next month because I got something for y'all. Get ready. Got God rolling with you. So get ready. All right. And so then what happens is Jupiter is right here in the sky, right? In this band of light. And this what happens on the 28th of August. Look what science said. Astronomers discover a new odd radio circle near the center of the galaxy. Interesting. Interesting. Right? So you want me to show you another one? Because I can keep going. I could show you another one, right? I could show you on July the 4th, which is a portal day. I told the Patreon mark their calendars because on the 18th at 11:11, we're going to go outside and we're going to deal with the moon in front of the galactic center on the 18th of July at 11:11 p.m. Okay. So what happened? Well, on the 18th, I went outside at 10:30 and I was met with a cloud. I'm not going to explain what that cloud means. All right. They go to moon on that day. And this what happened that same day on the 18th. Another immediate mass black hole discovered at the center of the galaxy. Ladies and gentlemen, stop playing. Every time we do this, every single time God responds to you. And you want me to believe in white supremacy? Fuck out of here. Okay? Out of here. Ladies, don't let these niggas impregnate your mind with that. Don't let them do it. And don't let them, you serve as a different type of vessel down here in creation. One that Muslims know through the original Islam, one through that the Jewish culture absolutely knows, right? You are a different type of specimen in creation. So what you get hits a little bit different. Don't allow these niggas to impregnate your mind with that weak ass shit. All right. Okay. All right, man. So God is on our side. Always been on our side, and that's what we need to start living by. All right. All right, man. Let us see you in the Patreon. It's only $20 a month anyway. But holla at me. All right. Peace.